So in Windows, you could always click on Start and type a command. So if you wanted to open a notepad, you could just type notepad and hit enter. In the Mac world, what we have is an application called Spotlight. So see this here, this Spotlight. And this is a pretty cool application. What you do is once you invoke this Spotlight, either by clicking it or by pressing Command space, um, you can just type anything you want. And for example, a notepad back in Windows has an application called Text Edit. So if you just type TEX, it brings the first hit list here. And because I have used Text Edit on this Mac before, it knows my preference is Text Edit when I type TEX. So it brings it the Text Edit, and you can use the application, and anything you want you can just invoke from here. So I just really love this part because I don't really need to remember what is where. Even though most of my apps are in the application folder, I can just launch it from here. Now for example, the command prompt back in Windows world is terminal here. So if you just type in terminal, it just launches terminal here. And you see that these applications weren't there on the dock, but now they show in the dock with these blue icon. You can always just right click and say keep in dock here, or open in login, right? So this is a very easy way of keeping an application in the dock for future use. So in Windows, we had this control panel concept where you would go and look at your computer preferences, your display, and those kind of settings here. In Mac, it's called System Preferences. And System Preferences has all the settings that you would usually go, like the networks and everything. And again, the same thing you can access from terminal also. So if you want to say displays, see it brings you one of the item from the control panel. Or if you type in Bluetooth, so it brings in to this place for the system preferences here, right? So I mean, you don't really need to know what is where if you just use Spotlight and you want to find it. Now in the system preferences, there are a couple of things that I just like. The keyboard is very customizable. You can add any keyboard shortcut for any window, and it's very good. What you can do is you can say, hey, in all applications, if you press Alt E, it should expand your edit preferences menu item. Again, you can play around with this, but this is just to give you an idea of what we have in Mac. The trackpad is something that you probably know, because if you know about Mac, you know about trackpad. This is just very cool thing, but their demo is also very cool. So if you just hover your mouse over this, it tells you exactly what works which way, and you just hover your mouse and it gives you a good demo. It has a very good demo, so I'm not going to spend any time on this, but I suggest you spend some time over there, because what I have found is that the click on the Mac trackpad is a little harder than the click on the mouse button. So I usually just do a tap to click so that I don't have to press really hard, but I just tap it. So let's see, from Windows world, what else do you want to talk about is the Windows Explorer. Let's see. So Windows Explorer is something that you would use to move around files, and the equivalent in Mac is called Finder, and Finder is the first icon here in the dock here. And if you are from a Windows world, you are familiar with like C drive, D drive. There's no concept of C drive, D drive in Mac or Unix, but this gives you a list of this is your machine here, and this is your home, and I've named this machine O2. And you can keep adding as many folders as you want for your shortcuts here. For example, I have moved my RDP connections here, and let me just show this one more time here. If I go to my documents, and these are my documents, you can just drag it in here in the places folder. This kind of becomes now your shortcut of a folder that you would do in Windows world. So basically, Finder is something that you would use day to day for moving your files around, deleting your files, and those kind of things. And it has different different views that we would have in Windows world. It has a lot more options than Windows, but for some reason I just found the Windows Explorer a little more intuitive than Mac. But again, that's just me. I like this quick preview though. So if you click on this button here, which shows the quick preview, and then you can always just move down, and it keeps the quick preview up there, and and just moves around as you move to a different file items. So as I told that there are a few differences between the keys, like there's no home and there's no end, there's no page up, page down. Let's quickly look at some of the things and see how do we do those things in Mac world. First of all, if you have done the demo for your trackpad, you would know that you can do a page up or page down using just the mouse. Very easy way of moving page up and page down, two fingers, page up, page down. But if you still want to use your keys, the function and up arrow and down arrow. So for example, right here, let's do the comparison here. The page up and page down is a combination of function plus page up. That's your function plus it actually in some of the Macs you just see the arrow called up and down, but it also in this one it also has page. So basically function plus this combination is the page up. And most of the time it does work with function and this left arrow button as the home and function and right arrow as the end. My MacBook Pro doesn't have these icons, these page up, page down, home and end indicator. Also, sometimes if you just press command and left, that simulates going to the beginning of the line, and command and end simulates going to the end of the line. So let's take a look at this guy here. So I love my Mac, and if I want to just go to the back of this the first character of this line, I would just do home in Windows. But if I can just do command and left arrow, it works, or function or right arrow. Actually control and right arrow in this case works. So you have to play around with that, but basically don't get disappointed about missing page up, page down, or home and end. The combination with function or command or control will get you going. And selecting all text is the same as control A, but instead of control you just press command. You just need to remember that the control key sometimes works as command in Mac, and sometimes it still stays as control. So for example, control C is now command C here for copying. So if you select all by saying command A, command C is your control C. So there's no control C and control V, it's command C and command V in Mac world. So there are small things that you'll just get used to it, but just wanted to bring this up so that you know where to go and find it. And of course, if you Google and find list, just do a Google on so for example, new to Mac, I mean, you would find a lot of good articles. But hopefully this video would get you going. And if you like the video, please subscribe to our videos. Have a good one.